of our brothers and sisters in Gaza. For nearly 2 whole years, we have witnessed a genocide. That's right. We have witnessed a genocide for the past 2 years, live streamed directly to every single mobile device that's in our hands. But now we've gotten to the point where this word genocide, we've become so desensitized to what this actually means. Yet every single time that we see a child that's burning in the fire, we're reminded of our obligation of what we should be doing here in the West. And I don't know if I speak for myself or if I speak for every single one of you, but every single day, the slightest bit of happiness, you start to feel a little bit of guilt. You start to feel a little bit of shame in yourself because you look at your brothers and sisters in Gaza and you say to yourself, how can I feel any bit of joy, any bit of happiness when my brothers and sisters are facing one of the most brutal genocides of the modern day? How am I able to feel any bit of happiness when my brothers and sisters are picking up their siblings in pillowcases, are picking up the remains of the limbs of their family members in pillowcases? How can I feel any bit of joy, any bit of happiness? The thing is, although we say that it's been 616 days, it has been 77 years of this ongoing occupation. It has been 77 years of this ongoing blockade, of this ongoing siege, of this ongoing imperialism, of this ongoing corruption, of this ongoing fascism that we are witnessing. How come we only woke up 616 days ago? As sad as we are to see what's happening, it is our duty to educate not only ourselves, but educate our family members and educate our friends, educate the people that we work with at every single institution, to remind them that this did not only start 616 days ago, this started over 77 years ago. So when people tell you, it's really a shame that this is still going on, you tell them this has been going on for longer than you and I have been alive. This is something that we continue to witness due to the complicity of our governments. And I say this time and time again, but we are not only here to end this genocide. We are not only here to demand an arms embargo. We are not only here to demand an end to the siege on Gaza. We are here until the dismantlement of the occupation. We are here until Palestine is free from the river to the sea. Because my friends, as soon as this genocide ends, and inshallah it will be very soon, that is not the end goal. That will never be the end goal. Then they go back to killing our people just a lot slower. Then they go back to this brutal occupation where Palestinians who are living in the 48 territories are still being slaughtered, are still being convicted of crimes without any trial. Did you know that the conviction rate of a Palestinian child is 99.9%? Are we the only ones that saw the Freedom Flotilla? As soon as it was captured, 12 hostages, but immediately we forget about the over 8,000 Palestinians that are held captive in Israeli prisons. Shame! So remember, we are not only demanding for this genocide to end, we are not only demanding for an arms embargo, we are demanding for every single Palestinian to be released. We are demanding for every single Palestinian in the diaspora to be granted the right of return. We are demanding for every single square inch of Palestine to be free from the river to the sea.
Gaza, 616 days. Over a week ago, delegations from 54 countries, making up over 2,500 people, joined together and started their global march to Gaza. A people of conscience demanding for the opening of the Rafah border, demanding for the immediate entry of aid into Gaza, demanding for the end of the genocide, demanding for the freedom of Palestine, and demanding for the dismantlement of the Zionist terrorist entity. And this march is scheduled to arrive the Rafah border today. Our eyes are following these brave souls. They are following the Samud convoy, and they are following every single brave soul that is putting their lives at risk for Gaza. The Canadian delegation that have arrived have been detained and have been taken by the Zionist entity. Actually, they have been taken by the Egyptian government. They have been taken by the Egyptian government and denied to go on this humanitarian mission for Gaza. They have been denied to continue this march, and we will not stand by. We will not remain quiet. We demand the Canadian government to call on the release of these brave souls. Our eyes are on Gaza as the Zionist entity bombs Al-Nusayrat refugee camp, bombs Al-Burej refugee camp. Humanitarian aid turned into death traps. Shame! In the West Bank, Palestinians denied entry in Al-Aqsa Mosque. A complete siege on Palestine. Continued abductions of youth, men, women, and children. Shame! We gather in honor of every single soul standing up against this racist and terrorist Zionist entity. We gather in honor of our brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers that remain steadfast even while living through every horrific tragedy. And today, on Father's Day, I want to take a moment and say we honor the inherent humanity, love, sensitivity, and strength of every Palestinian father who has spent generations, protecting their families and their land. We honor the fathers of Gaza who have spent almost 2 years keeping their families alive in the worst conditions imaginable. We honor the fathers who have buried their grief beneath tents, checkpoints, airstrikes, fathers who dig through rubble with bare hands, fathers who are forcefully separated from their children. And our eyes are on every single are interconnected. Keep your eyes open from the struggle for Palestinian liberation to state violence against the indigenous peoples of this land, to the fight against ICE and deportations in the U.S. Join the people of conscience. Join the people of conscience around the world in support of the global march to Gaza, the Samud convoy, the Freedom Flotilla, and all mobilizations to break the siege on Gaza and free Palestine from the river to the sea.
سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أما بعد, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Peace and salutations and blessings be upon all of you. Where do we even start? Where do we even start with what has been going on all around the world, but specifically in Gaza? It has been 616 days of ongoing killing and starvation and bombardment, and you guys all know it. And you've heard it from every single person that spoke here before us. But this is what unites us here. This is what brings us closer to these streets. This is what makes us come on this Sunday to raise this flag of justice, because this is what unites us. Gaza, the land of hope, the beacon of faith, the land of steadfastness, the capital of steadfastness, the land that has changed the whole world. Through their faith, they were able to show the difference between the righteousness and falsehood. What we are seeing today is the difference, a clear line between what is right and what is wrong. It does not take much for you to realize what has been going on. You just have to be a human being to realize what is right and what is wrong. And with the scenes that we are seeing right now in Haifa, the scenes we are seeing in Haifa are scenes that not myself or my parents or my grandparents wish to actually see. These scenes are something that we should learn from. These scenes that we should carry out with honor and dignity. Because this is what it takes to stand up for the oppressed. This is what it takes to actually stand up against this evil entity that is in its last few days. This evil entity is going to cease to exist very, very soon. We are seeing the collapse of this evil entity and this occupation in order for all of us to live free all around the world. What is happening in Gaza right now is just running some numbers. The so-called death toll, 50,000 martyred, but that's not limited to that. I'll put another 100,000 under the rubble. 200,000 injured. What is that? 400,000 people in Gaza that paid the cost for us to see and for the whole world to see what is right and what is wrong. But Gaza remains 2.2 million strong. Gaza will still grow, and Gaza will still be the land that will unite every single one of us. 228 journalists have paid the cost, sacrificing their lives, sharing the truth. So we tell them, we are all the journalists of Gaza. More than 200 medical personnel have actually lost their lives while they're trying to save lives. And we tell them, we are all the medical staff for Gaza. How can it be claimed as self-defense with a so-called moral army? The so-called moral army that has all this crazy technology, but yet they call this self-defense with 19,000 children dead. How can that be a possibility? All these children that were being raised or lifted underneath the rubble come out with their faith strong, because their faith is the only thing they have left. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only thing they have left. This is why they say Allahu Akbar, walhamdulillah. This is why they say God is great, and thanks Allah for this test, for what they're actually going through, but these children that leave from Gaza, be wary of that. These children, when they grow to be teenagers and men, they will be the ones to end this occupation, inshallah. And they will be the ones, because it's very clear, resistance breeds oppression. Oppression breeds resistance. Oppression breeds resistance. Don't quote me on it. Oppression breeds resistance. That's what it is. And if there won't be oppression, we would not have to resist this evil entity to actually share this in front of the whole world. But again, we also give it out to the sisters and the mothers of Gaza that sacrificed everything they have, that actually give their meals to their young ones and to their family members, the ones that will stay up all night calming these kids while they sleep over these bombardments. The women of Gaza are the ones who truly know how to raise a family that is steadfast through all misery. So shout out to all of them. And of course, we're going to get to the men of Gaza and the fathers of Gaza that go and carry and take their children underneath the rubble. The men that will sacrifice and be the ones to run towards the bombardment. The fathers, specifically on a day like today, on Father's Day, we give salute to all the fathers out there that come with their families here today in Toronto to actually do what is right. You all chose to actually stand on the right side of history for actually bringing your families here to do what is right. قال الله تعالى: من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا ومن أحياهم فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا. Whoever killed a soul except for a soul slain or for sedition in this earth or oppression in this earth, it should be considered as though he had killed all of mankind. And whoever saved this should be regarded as though he had saved all mankind. So let's be a part of the people here today that are going to save all mankind. With these people and this Zionist entity doing whatever they're doing in this world with no remorse, with no respect, with no humanity, this is as if they are killing all of mankind. And what we're seeing right now in Haifa and in Tel Aviv and all of these areas, this is a sign of resistance. This is a sign of a retaliation. This is a sign of an answer to what the Zionist occupation have been doing in Gaza for 617 days and in the entire region, in the entire given region. So let's be amongst those people who actually are a part of the ones who are going to save all of mankind. This is why we stand here today. And let's not forget the Freedom Flotilla. Regardless of seeing new people to this advocacy on this boat, but that attempt has put a lot of hope in everybody's lives. Have put hope, regardless of the outcome that we was expected. But the people on the Freedom Flotilla were taking part into saving the entire mankind. The people that are currently marching from Tunis, Libya, Algeria, all the way to Cairo, and people are standing up for the global march to Gaza, regardless of the stance that these authorities are going to do to stop them. These people are taking part to actually save the entirety of mankind. And the enemy is clear. The enemy is very clear in this world. But what hurts more is the betrayal of the Middle Eastern leaders when they stand up against the people that are standing for the mankind. The government that is stopping the march to Gaza, they're taking part as if they are killing the entire mankind. The neighboring country that is using their air defense missile system to destroy all of these drones coming coming into the area are taking part in killing all of mankind. So we salute the resistance in Gaza. We salute every single person that stood up with Gaza, even with your heart and your clear intention. We salute every single person that stood up for Gaza. We salute the resistance in Iran for standing up for Gaza. We salute the resistance in Iraq. We salute the resistance in Yemen. We salute the resistance in Iraq, in Lebanon, and every single country that is standing up for Gaza. This is how we can take part in trying to save our mankind. It starts within ourselves. It starts within ourselves because we have to better ourselves to better society. Because the destination is ours, but the path is our choice. We are being judged on our path. We are being judged in what we do today in such era. We are witnessing an era where we have never witnessed before. We would like to go back and think back in the years that we actually stood up for what is just. We stood up on the right side of history, and we actually took part to save the entirety of humankind, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تنصروا الله ينصركم ويثبت أقدامكم. Oh, you believe, if you stand up for Allah, He will support you and He will strengthen your foothold. What it means is, through faith, this is why Gaza was able to endure what they're going through. They didn't grow their faith just because they went through what they went through. It's because they have the faith they were able to go through what they went through. Faith is a very important factor. It's because you do what you can from faith to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you pray for the things that you cannot do. You pray for the things you can't do. What can we do here in Toronto? More than just spreading the awareness and talking to Palestinians and sharing this knowledge and actually going up and posting on social media and boycotting these products that we should boycott. But here we have a new location at the entrance of this exhibition. These grounds in this state that was built as a project of settler colonialism. We will not forget what this state has done to our indigenous brothers and sisters. What happened here is what our brothers and sisters of the indigenous community have faced here for many years before. So we recognize that. The oppressed knows oppression. And forever we will stand up for what is given right. So from now, we try to owe to ourselves and make a promise to yourself that we are going to better ourselves, to better society, grow your faith, and work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look for your divine, work for something that you do not get fixated on the outcome. The outcome is in the hands of the Lord. What we do, this is a long-term fight, and all we can do is just do our part and grow and strengthen as one strong, solid community, because there is nothing stronger to face this given state and this given system than one strong, solid community as the ones I'm seeing in front of me. Society and community is the greatest weapon against this system. And they're trying to tell us how to demonstrate correctly. Is there a way to demonstrate correctly? We have seen the riots that are happening in LA, but you know what? We know exactly these confined rules apply to us by the system, and we know these given boundaries of what we need to do in order for us to protest. But we are people that are educated. We are people that are knowledgeable. We are people that have the depth, the experience, the heart, the passion. We don't need all of these systems to come and govern us to make sure we stay safe, because we keep ourselves safe. No matter what these gangsters try to talk about us, that we're all X amount of jihadists or whatever it is that they want to call us. But you know what? We are proud to be fighting and struggle for this cause, because there is nothing we will do to actually stop us. And with these confined rules of this system, when they try to oppress us and they try to silence us, this is an overreach from this government. This is an overreach to try to silence us and intimidate us, but that's not going to stop us from what we are doing, because we will do what we can to save the entirety of mankind, inshallah. All right, Toronto, are you guys ready to chant and leave your energies out in the streets? Are you guys ready to give back to these drummers and give your energies out to the streets? This walk is going to be on Lakeshore, okay? There's a new crowd, it's a nice weather, let's take advantage of that. That's step one. We have waters if you guys need. Step two. Step two, okay? We are people that are educated and we know what we're doing. So let's stick to the rules, okay? So just in order for us to keep ourselves safe but everybody else safe, okay? So we're going to hit the streets here and we're going to everybody stay behind the lead banner, please, okay? Nobody on the TTC tracks, okay? We don't want anybody on the TTC tracks. Please follow the instructions of the Al-Ansar team as well as the marshals that are here going to facilitate this march. And we are going to actually do what is right. Along our path towards where we're going, there is going to be a big event. There is going to be a big Jewish event, which is the concert that they've been having over there that happened on October 7th. They're having it here. But it doesn't matter. They're not our target. We don't care. We're not going to interact with them. And we're not going to go to their direction. But make sure we keep each other safe. Look around you, honestly, a very strong, diverse community. And all the salute to every single one of you for being here, for saving all of mankind. So we're going to start marching, the lead banner, and then everybody behind, please, okay? Everybody behind the lead banner, stay on the sidewalk, and then do not engage with the Zionists, do not reason with the unreasonable, it's a waste of time. And then we're going to do what is right, keep the energies going, and let's leave our energies out on the streets. Let's do what we can. In front of the truck, all proceeds go to help the movement. And we also do have a clear box if you want to support us. And this will go to the operations of this group. And we do have, inshallah, a legal fund that is coming up that will really help us through all the legal cases, as every single person in this team have lost their job and are facing a lot to actually be doing what we're doing out here today. Until we move, and then we'll get up on the street.
not just for Palestinians, it is not just for Arabs, and it is not just for Muslims. To stand with Palestine is to stand with humanity. And for every single person that is watching us right now, for every single person that can hear my voice, if the genocide that has been going on for over 20 months is not enough to tell you to stand with humanity, at least stand for the tax dollars that your government sends and funds the genocide in Gaza with. So again, Thank you for standing with Palestine, but come down and join us for at least another 30 minutes from now.
Please, everybody get off the TTC tracks. Up behind the banner. One loud, united voice.
Have more energy, but we're gonna keep chanting here for a bit until we actually eventually conclude the demonstration, and then we're gonna try to walk back in groups together to where we started, so it's safer to leave back. But we're going to conclude. But very important note, anybody that is further away from the truck, please come to my right side, your left side, into the park a little bit. We don't want to block the EMS station. We do not want to block the entrance to the EMS station, so please let's make some room. Like we said, we are civilized people. Salute to every single one of you guys today for choosing your Sunday to actually take part in saving the entirety of mankind. And this knowledge and everything we do, whether we see liberation, inshallah, my grandfather, I can trace back to my family origin 12 generations into Palestine since the 60s, 70s. So I do not actually take anybody that is 2 or 3 generations old to tell us what is happening with our land. But my grandfather lived the age of the Nakba. My father lived the age of the Naksa of 1967. And inshallah, we will be the generation of liberation. From the river to the sea, 27,027 kilometers squared, down to its rightful owners, down to every single rocky creek. We chant and we liberate from the River Jordan to the Mediterranean Sea, touching the deserts of Sinai up to the Galilee, one land united down to every single rock and tree. This is why we are here, inshallah. This is why may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our efforts and intentions. And for everybody that is here, thank you for humanity. Thank you for being a moral conscious, for having much. We, LP48, are a community from the community for the community. We are a group that here to serve all of you. So we cannot be here without the support of every single one of you. So look out for our Instagram page, Liberate48 on Instagram. Follow us to our next events. There is a clear box going around. This is how you can support us to be able to afford this movement. Any help you can actually give, it goes a very, very long way. And this is the least we can actually do to give back. We stand as one strong, solid community to fight this system, to fight this oppression in ways that we know how, that many generations from before did not know how to. So thank you for every single person, and thank you to the fathers of actually bringing their families with us today. Thanks to the fathers that actually chose to be with us today. And for bringing and they're educating their children and bringing their children to this such righteous actions. This is how we can actually clear our minds, clear our conscience. When we watch these videos, when we watch these atrocities happening in the palm of our hands. We were going through a 3-day blackout of internet from Gaza. Alhamdulillah, it's back. But now the occupation is going through a blackout. Now the occupation is checking themselves. Now the occupation is digging their people under the rubble. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. Here or not. And this is how we can transfer this knowledge to our future generation, is because we are not taught this in schools. This is not knowledge that we can pass along, so that's why I look at such powerful, young, strong generation ahead of me, and I'm going to say, take it as a promise to yourselves. We're not concluding yet, but teach your children that Palestine is occupied. Teach your children that the Aqsa Mosque is held captive. Teach your children that the Zionist entity is an enemy. Teach your children that the resistance is an honor. And teach your children that there is no such country called Israel.
Free! One another. I want to see everybody's hands up high. And you guys are going to clap along to the chant. Okay? We are all the children of Gaza! We are new to our protests, so you might not know, but through the last almost 2 years, we've been able to build a community, not just here in the GTA, but also outside of the GTA, all the way to the UK, from London to Liverpool to Manchester to Blackburn, all the way to inside Palestine, inside Nablus. And that is thanks to our amazing drummers. The passion that they bring, the energy that they bring, the displaced shoulders, we won't talk about the broken shoulder, it's okay, let's forget about it. He's gonna be mad at me after this. Anyways, but we're gonna do this one chant, and I want every single person to give all of your energy, because our comrades in the UK think that their energy is stronger than the energy in Toronto, and I say absolutely not. There is no way. So hopefully our media personnel are around taking videos, but you guys are gonna just give me as much energy as you can, and then khalas, that'll be the end of the protest, and you guys can come over to our merch table, donate, buy some amazing kufiyas, buy some bandanas, or the bandanas are sold out? Bandanas are not, yeah, sorry, you guys missed out. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask for your energy one last time, and then I'll shut up until maybe the next protest, all right? No, not that one. He got too excited, that's his shoulder. We are all the... I'm sorry ahead of time, but... Exactly, get it all out. So, this chant, when we say that we are all the children of Gaza, I want every single individual here right now, for just a moment, stop talking, listen to what I'm saying, and listen with your heart and not with your ears. When we say that we are all the children of Gaza, it is truly because Gaza over the last 20 months has changed every single one of us, has had an effect on our souls, has had an effect on our hearts, has had an effect on our relationship with our Creator, has had an effect on the reason that we question life and humanity every single day. I know so many people, many that come to the protest, some that don't. Before they used to ask, what is my purpose in life? What is my purpose for being here? Why was I chosen to be here, to be on this earth at this time, when we see injustice, when we see oppression, when we see brutal genocides carry on to our brothers and sisters in Gaza? Why am I here on this earth? What purpose is it that I serve? What good is it gonna do if I speak up? How much is my voice gonna change anything? Said 7 billion people. So imagine that. Imagine every single person has this thought in their head. That thought does not exist anymore. If that thought is still in your head now, kill that thought. Live every single day from here on out as if the people in Gaza are relying on you. They're not. But imagine as if they are. Because the people in Gaza have taught us over these last 20 months, they don't need us. They don't need all this support that's happening in the West. Do you really think that a mother that is picking up the remains of her child is looking at you for hope? Do you really think that a father that is looking into the fire as their child is burning is looking at us for hope? the only person, the only thing, the only entity, if I can even call it that they are looking to, that they have faith in, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only thing that they have faith in after all this time is their Creator. So the only reason that you and I are here on these streets, of course we're here for our brothers and sisters in Gaza. But we are here so that our Creator can be pleased with the actions that we do every single day. Because I can ask every single one of you, and everything that we do is not even a fraction of what they have endured for the last 20 months. The trials and tribulations that we go through here in so-called Canada are just a fraction of what our brothers and sisters face. We wake up every single day in a comfortable bed with warm sheets over our body, food in our fridge, water ready to drink, under a comfortable roof, living with our loved ones, having the ability to go to work, having the ability to see our loved ones every single day. And those are our trials and tribulations. Do I make plans when there's a protest? Do I cancel? Do I go to the next one? It's been going on for 20 months. I'll go to the next one. Do I fill up gas now? No, the gas is a little expensive today. I'll fill up tonight. Do I buy groceries now? No, I don't need it. I still have food in the fridge. Those are the trials and tribulations that we face here. You know what the people in Gaza face? You know the pain and the heartache that they face? The people in Gaza have to ask each other, should we sleep under the same roof? Because when a missile comes down from above, chances are it's going to strike the entire house. Does it make sense for us to sleep under the same roof? Should we become martyrs together? Should we die together? Or do they split up the family? Those are their trials and tribulations. Oh look, there's a new humanitarian aid drop that they're placing near XYZ zone. Do we trust them this time? Do we trust that this humanitarian aid is something that we are able to receive? Do we risk our life? Do we risk the young men in the family to go? Those are the trials and tribulations that our brothers and sisters in Gaza face. So no matter how crappy your life is, no matter how hard the decisions are, remember that every single day, your loved ones are safe, living under a roof, with food and water in their fridge, and so many blessings to be able to do exactly what it is that we're doing here. Look at us right now. We're in downtown Toronto, protesting for our brothers and sisters in Gaza. And our biggest worry right now is, the protest ended far, we gotta walk all the way back. That's our biggest worry. That's our hardest decision right now. But imagine what our brothers and sisters in Gaza are facing. Now I'm not saying this to bring you down, but it's to really put things into perspective. That yes, we did have this protest, and yes, we did show a lot of energy, and yes, a lot of us are very, very happy and excited because there's things going on and fireworks happening around the world. But again, no matter what we do, we relate it back to, we are the children of Gaza. Because over these past 20 months, it really has woken me up. It really has made me understand what my purpose is here in this dunya. And that should be for every single one of us. It should make us want to be better human beings. For each other, for our family members, for the people in Gaza, but most importantly, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we are here on this earth to fulfill a purpose, and that is to worship Allah. And by doing these actions, by doing these sorts of things, inshallah, 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 may Allah accept all of our efforts. And from the river to the sea, inshallah, Palestine will be free very soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One last thing, I'm just going to point it out one more time. The kufi is here. If anybody would like a kufi or would like to donate to us, the table is to my left over here. There's no more bandanas, but there's a bunch of kufis left. So if you would like to make your way, go ahead.
Besides that, follow us on Instagram, liberate48, and I think that's it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.